Happy Friday. How you doing? Oh, wow. It is a beautiful day here in Portland. I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. I wanted to stop by and share a couple, just want to check in with the energy and like what's going on for you, and so much different energies have been going on. That's the only way I can explain it. This morning when I woke up, I felt like something had shifted, like something, I feel like I've been kind of in a holding pattern for, in some areas of my life for months. And I woke up this morning and I felt something shift, like coming out of a hibernation or something like that. But today I wanted to talk to you about what I am calling today the revitalization of the self. And people wonder why there's all these sub-narratives and, alternate realities. People, for example, here on Facebook, you can go into different streams and see a different version of reality than what you're experiencing at this time in your life. And it's like, for me, I can only speak for myself, right, that this field that we call consciousness is shuddering and shaking as it is dropping off old constructs that no longer allow it to evolve and flourish. And so it's no wonder that people go to find narratives that are meeting their needs at this time, because that's what consciousness does. It goes to where it's most alive and where it feels most safe. And those two don't necessarily always match up. And so, for example, in my life, I was searching all the different domains of language to find my mirror, to find my experience. And I dug, and it's like if you don't have a vocabulary or a way to express your experience of reality, and you can't find it, you have to create it, right? You have to create it for yourself. And what's happening doesn't quite exist yet. There's just this huge chasm between different fields of knowledge, to where it's like falling in on itself. So I'll give you one example. In the West, we have this medical field that is at the forefront of disease, like treating the symptoms of disease. While traditionally, like say a spiritual realm or the religious realm was connected to a person's well-being at a soul level. And now that neuroscience has come to the point where it's actually being able to connect these two, like the soul or the spirit or consciousness, whatever you want to call it, can't be healthy without disease in the body unless it is connected. And so, sadly, Western science has been so disconnected from itself, from the body. It's missing the deep well of being that's already inside. But we can't just simply access it through our mind or through the intellect. And it's like this self that was produced out of the intellect, which just is a concept or an idea. It's not the lived experience. And so you can talk about this in many ways, at least in the in the field of self-realization or self-understanding that has been relegated to the world of spirituality for many, is actually one way of looking at the human condition. And there's many ways of looking at the human condition. And so they speak about becoming self-realized. That means consciousness in a body aware of its full experience, without being disconnected through conceptual frameworks that are reflected out in the world, but somehow it's like a, what do they call that when you go to the circus? And it's like those distorted mirrors, hall of mirrors. And then you take that onto social media, and our attention's being pulled farther and farther out of ourselves. And so it's hard to connect under that surface level flurry of concepts and ideas and perceptions of who we think we are, instead of the felt sense, right? We've been so disconnected from our felt sense. It's like one of my mentors talks about driving a car and, not looking at the dashboard where it says warning, warning. And, for years, and then your engine blows up and you wonder why. And it's the same with our physical health. It's the same with our mental health. And it's no wonder that so many people are suffering on all different levels, physically, mentally, mental health. And it's just this huge longing of consciousness to be remembered fully in all of its expressions and all its varieties, instead of certain expressions not being permitted or not being allowed. And that's what fractals consciousness into all these subcategories of reality. Because, like I said, consciousness will go where it feels most alive and where it feels most safe, even if it's not necessarily healthy or whole, like it can't contain everything. And so this moment in time is an opportunity to start shaking off or releasing or letting go the conceptual relationship to this self that we've been that's been constructed for us largely before we even came into the world. And we take on those and we internalize them, and then we live into them, but they aren't necessarily who we are. And so that's why many people find them limiting or unsatisfying or restrictive in like who they get to be in the world. And so I guess I just want to close with saying that that people are looking for a new place, I know I am, to anchor my awareness. If it's not on the concept or the idea of who I think I am, right? I can't be present if I'm stuck on an image which is from the past. And there's no freedom, there's no true freedom in that. And so it's a total reorganizing of the inner space, the mind-heart space, if you will, about how it's situated, and how we relate to our own self determines how we relate to the world and our perception of the world, and the idea of truth, right? That's what we see, so many splintered versions of truth right now. And so I wanted to let you know that I have put together a workshop, a 3-part workshop entitled The Power of Self-Awareness. And it's going to start in July the 8th to be exact. And I'm going to be offering different lenses and frameworks into this new orientation to the self that's happening. And give you some tools and some practices that you can use to start holding your relationship with your own consciousness and your own awareness, and begun to, if you, of course, many of you already do this, but to powerfully notice how this shapes your perception of what's real and what your role in this reality is. And there's probably a lot more that I want to share with you, but I think I'll leave it there for now. If you stop by, say hi. I want to know you were here. Leave an emoji, leave a comment, leave a question, and let me know if you got any ahas or anything of value for yourself. All right, until next time, please remember what a valuable treasure you are. Have a great weekend, and yeah, see you later. Bye.